Hello everybody. In this video we are going to talk about range function of Python, what is it, how it works, what are the use cases of this function and everything about it. So it will be a complete video about range function, and at the end of this video I will take few examples of range function so that you can get a better idea about it. I am Kaushik and you are watching Morpankh YouTube channel. So let's begin the video and show you everything about range function in detail. For this video, I am using Google Colab because sharing all this code with Google Colab is really easy, just like we share any other docs or spreadsheet. So that's why I am using it for the video. And if you are not familiar with Google Colab, I have a detailed video about it. You can check that out in the I button and also in the description box. First of all, let's see what the range function is. So let's ask Python to help us with this. Did you know that you can always ask Python for help with any Python function? Let me show you how you can do that. For that, I am using help function. Help function will display the documentation of the particular function. So help, and in the bracket I can pass range here because I want the documentation of range function. So let's run this shell. So here we get the documentation. It says return an object that produces a sequence of integers from start to stop by step. I will explain by step in a minute, but first let's see start and stop. We can pass the starting and ending position for the range. It can take 1, 2 and 3 arguments. If you only pass one argument, that will be a stop, that will be an ending position. So it will go from 0 to that number. And also, value of ending position is always exclusive. So if you pass only 10 in the brackets, that will create a list of 0 to 9. So keep that in mind. But the starting position is always inclusive, and range is also work as a data type in Python. Now let me create a list with a range function. So here I am taking variable a to store all the data, and here I will pass the arguments. So this time I am passing 10. So let's run this shell. If we check the value of variable a now, it's in the range data type. To see all this value, first we need to convert this range into list. So I am writing list, and in the argument I can pass a range. So it will create a list. As you can see, we have the list of 0 to 9. Now let's pass two arguments in the range function. So again I am storing all the values in the variable b, and in the range let's say 5 and 10. Now let's convert this to a list so that we can see the values. This time here we have the list of 5 to 9 because 10 is ending position, and ending position is always exclusive. So that's why 10 is not present in the list. We can also pass 3 arguments here. Third argument for how many numbers I want to skip. By default it is 1. So it will take all the numbers. If I pass 2 here, it will skip one number and store next number in the list. So let me run this so you can get a better idea about it. Now let me convert this to a list. So we have 5, 7 and 9. We don't have here 6 and 8 because I have passed 2 here. So that's why it captures next to next number. If I pass 3 here, it will skip 2 numbers each time and capture all the other numbers. So let's show you. This time I am passing 10, 20 and 3. Now let's see the values. So we have 10, 11 and 12 are not available in the list. Then we have 13. Then 14 and 15 are not here. Then we have 16, and just like that. So I can pass here how many number of characters I want to skip all the time. You can also create a reverse list with range function like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 like that by slightly changing the arguments here. So here I am creating new variable e, and I will store all the data in this variable. So this time I want to create a reverse list. So the first argument will be the 10 and next argument will be the ending position. So we are going 10 to 1 in the reverse order. And for the third argument, if you remember, third argument will be a 1 by default, but this time here I will pass -1. So this will go in the reverse order instead of going forward. So let me run this shell and let me create the list from the variable e. So as you can see, we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Here 10 is included because this is a starting position and 1 is the ending point. We are passing from 10 to 1. So that's why 1 is become the ending point of this list. Now let's say some example of range function. Here I am taking example with for loop. For item in range 10, and I will print the item so that you can see the values. So we have the same data here. This time it print individual items instead of creating a list. So this is one example. I can also pass the starting and ending points with the steps. So let's say 10, for the ending 20, and for the step let's pass 2, and I will print the value of x here. So we get 10, 12, 14, 16 and 18. Now let me show you how you can join two range functions. To join two range functions, we can use chain. So first of all, let me import that. And here I am passing two range. We already have two variables in a range. So for the first I am passing a, and for the second let's pass c here. And let me store all this value in another variable. So let's run this cell now. So if we see the value of z, it will be an object. To see the values, first we need to convert this into a list. So list, and here I am passing z. Here is the data of first range function a 0 to 9, and here is the data of second function which is coming from variable c 5, 7 and 9. So this way you can also join the multiple range function in the single list. Now few things to remember. Range function only accept the integer values. It don't work with float or something like that. If I try to use the float value in the range, it will throw an error. So as you can see here, I am trying to use the 1.5 and 5.5 in the brackets. So this will throw a type error. Float object cannot be interpreted as an integer. So it only accepts the integer. Keep that in mind. If you want the link of this Google Colab, you can find in the description box. And if you find the video informative, like the video and also subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this one. And also turn on the notification so that you don't miss any updates from the channel. And thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.